Peace, love, unity, and respect. These are 4 words that pretty much define a whole culture of people and a whole genre of music. And as you guys all know, that is EDM. But what is crazy is that in that community of people who are practicing peace, love, unity, and respect, there is so much negativity that circulates, especially on the internet. So in today's video, I wanted to give you guys a piece of my mind and just some thoughts that I have on Plur and kind of how I perceive Plur in 2020, how it's evolved for me over the years, and just kind of share my experiences. We're going to be talking about Plur and Candy. We're going to be talking about Plur in the house world. We're going to be talking about Plur in the dubstep world. But the main point I wanted to make about this video is just be a good person and practice Plur by being a good person and not just talking about Plur at shows and making candy, but to make Plur a way of life. So I hope I have your attention now. I hope you guys are intrigued, and we're going to run the intro and get into this video. So let's get it.
Can I get a
I'm the festival Finesser.
So I think the best way to start off this video is to share with you guys my first encounter with Plur. I was at EDC New York in 2014. This is my first EDM festival, my first EDM anything. And I'm fucking balls deep at EDC New York, right? So it's day 2. I'm wearing a shirt that says "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibes" from Kendrick Lamar shit. And this girl comes up to me like this. And I'm like, what? P2? What? And so she's like, you don't know Plur? And I was like, what? No. And so she's like, peace, love, unity, respect. She gave me the bracelet, the candy, and I looked at it and it said Yabish. And I understood the connection she made, why she gave it to me, because Yabish, my shirt, Kendrick Lamar, I get it. And I was like, whoa, like, just blew my mind. Like, what just happened? Why'd she give this to me? Thought it was so cool. And like, you know, I'm going to be honest, like, it was a girl, and like, I was a little, like, not unconfident, insecure. That's the word. I was a little insecure. So when some girl comes up to me and gives me a bracelet out of nowhere, girls don't talk to me, bro. So, you know, like, I was just like, yo, this is so cool. Like, I love this place. So I went home and I researched why this girl gave me a bracelet. Was it a sign for something? Trying to be my friend? Like, whatever. And I basically learned about Plur. And it was this whole kind of just cultural thing. And this one little transaction, you know, expresses and demonstrates peace, love, unity, and respect. And I was just like, whoa, like, that's so cool. And like, I wanted to make candy so that I could share it and could kind of continue spreading the Plur throughout the scene. So, you know, now I'm making candy, and we're in the house era, mind you. This is 2013, 2014, 2015. We're listening to Afrojack, who else? Hardwell, Tiesto, Calvin Harris, like all those OG, just core big room people. And like, that's kind of why I associated Plur and Candy together, because, you know, I was listening to the house, and when I was listening to the house, it was Candy and Plur, and so like house, Candy, and Plur all kind of go into the same category, right? So now, as I'm going to more festivals, seeing more artists, listening to more music, my ear is evolving, right? I'm listening and being exposed to new sounds. So, you know, I slowly start coming out of this like house phase, and I'm transitioning into like being a bass head, but I'm still like half and half. I'm still shuffling, I'm still wearing hella candy, but I'm like, I remember I have one picture and I'm wearing all black, my shirt says Rhythm or Die, and I just got hella candy up my wrist, and I was like, that's almost like so contradictory, bro. You got Rhythm or Die and you got little beads on your arm. Like, that's just like, what? Like, and so that's kind of like when I had this realization, I was like, you know what, like, dubstep and candy don't mix. Dubstep and Plur, you know, Plur don't mix. Like, when I think of Plur, I think of house music and candy and like colorful and glitter and fluffy and frilly. When I think of dubstep, I think of aggressive and mean and dark and violent. And so that's why when I, you know, because I evolved from house to dubstep, when I hear someone talking about Plur, I kind of have this distinction, or this, I kind of make this judgment call, unfortunately, that they are probably new, or they are just, you know, they listen to house and they're into the candy scene. But when you're in the dubstep world, in the dubstep realm, you don't really see or hear about candy. No one's coming up to you at a show, hey bro, want to trade candy? Like, you don't get that at a dubstep show. At a house show, at a, you know, at EDC, you're gonna get a bunch of that. But when you go to like Lost Lands, you're not gonna get as much candy and stuff like that. But like, EDC and Lost Lands are two totally kind of different, like, you know, subcultures. You know, EDC, they're flowery and frilly, and Lost Lands is muddy and, well, not muddy, but like dusty and just rugged. So I feel like you can totally be a bass head and practice Plur, but, you know, I feel like as I was evolving from a house head into a bass head, I was kind of evolving, you know, I had becoming from someone that was preaching Plur and talking about Plur to someone that was just living Plur and just practicing Plur outside of, you know, outside of EDM and just being a Plur person to my friends, and just kind of using the Plur motto to shape and mold me as I was growing up, because I was 18, bro, and now I'm learning about Plur, and I was, thank God, because I feel like that just totally shaped me into who I am now and how I got here. And like, you know, I would not be the festival Finesser, I would not be here right now without going to my first festival. I just really kind of want to make this point that you don't have to preach Plur by just making candy, and you can take Plur beyond the festival community. I just kind of feel like there's a certain point where you stop talking about Plur and you just kind of understand and know how to be Plur, and you're just a Plur person, and you radiate Plur, and you just have a nice positive bubble around you. You give off a nice aura, a nice energy, you radiate a nice vibe, and that's what Plur can do for you. Yeah, I thought it was just kind of funny to see people talking about Plur on the internet, and it's like, bro, what is that going to accomplish? You know, if you're commenting about some Subtronics post, you probably know what Plur is. So reminding somebody about Plur just says that, like, you know, it's almost like like, I don't know, it's like you're a baby, like, you know, you just kind of got here to talk about Plur. We are way past Plur, bro. We're adults here. And again, like, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying that, you know, if you're doing candy and shit, it's childish, and like, you know, more power to you. Express yourself, and, you know, do what makes you happy. You know, let your creativity flourish because I know, bro, it could be like a therapy, making candy, a nice release. And you know, I still have a bunch of candy, but it's not something I go around like flaunting. And yeah, I just kind of like collecting candy that people like give me over time. But I just kind of wanted to let you guys get into my head a little bit, because, you know, I feel like people are so like Plur this and Plur that, and I'm so Plur and I got all this candy, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, I'd rather see Plur in the real world, because like I said, with the whole candy thing, if you can you know, make candy and trade a candy and spread Plur that way, if you can just be a good person and spread Plur that way, you can continue to spread the Plur just by being a good person. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because it made sense to me when I said it. I just think it's very interesting to see like how Plur has kind of evolved, and like, if I feel like people that are, you know, if you're talking about Plur, there definitely is like a distinction in like the era, because, you know, when I came into this shit, it was all house. When you get into this scene now, it's all dubstep and bass, so it's like you kind of missed the Plur era, and it's like you don't really know like the candy trading, and you're just talking about Plur. And like, I just kind of want to make this video to just talk about Plur as a whole, and just overall be a good person. And I hate to like say that, but, you know, I shouldn't have to make a video about common sense and a video about showing peace and love and unity and respect. Like, you should just have those common sense traits and characteristics just built into you, embedded in you, like from birth. And that's kind of like, I feel like a lot of people need to learn to just scroll past things. You know, if it's not positive, keep it moving. And that's kind of something I say, and I say a lot of things on this channel that are, you know, basically Plur oriented. Like, show love, get love is not saying Plur, but it's the same concept of be a good person so other people could be good back to you, you know. And it's like the golden rule: treat people how you want to be treated. Same kind of concepts. So when you start like taking these, you know, festival cultural terms, Plur, and you put them into the real world, it's like it could just be so much more powerful. I don't know. So yeah, guys, I think power just went out. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, guys, I guess the video is over then, right? Alright, guys, so I'm gonna end the video here because my power just went out. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any, you know, thoughts, ideas, do you still bake candy as a base head? Did you stop? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And this power is really fucking me up, so I'm out. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.